Nicole. That is the sketch for day 10 of Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, Series 8. And the prompt that I am following for Scraptember is, give me 1 second, is a 6x6 paper pad. So I cheated a little bit and I used 6x8 paper pad because that is what I had for this Shimelle collection that I wanted to use. What I showed you at the beginning when I kind of bended my paper was that to create that border across a whole 12 by 12, I just layered 2 on top of it. And since to me this sketch is not about straight lines, it's okay if the layers are kind of wonky, it totally works. But I also do this when it doesn't work. Now what I'm doing here is I'm trying to create sort of strips of pattern paper, but I want them to all be anchored onto one piece of paper. So I put this scrap piece of cardstock that I'm anchoring all of my strips of pattern paper onto. Now I chose these pattern papers because I was using all the same 6x8 paper pad. So that made it really easy because I knew that basically they all go together. The only thing I kind of did was make sure that I don't put like pink on top of a pink or blue directly on top of blue because the circle that I'm anchoring these strips on is baby blue. So I wanted to make sure my strips at the very top and the very bottom were not baby blue so that they wouldn't blend into the circle. I also inked my edges with some picked raspberry, so that helps things not blend into each other. But I kind of am going with like a pink, blue, purple color scheme. And I'm using a smaller square photo, and I'm layering everything onto that white piece of cardstock, and you're going to see why in a second. The reason that I decided to do that is because I knew I was going to want to cut it in half like that to give the illusion that these strips of paper were actually longer than they really were. Because I was confined to using the 6x8 paper pad, I wanted to make sure that I could still make it longer. And so by anchoring all the strips on that piece of cardstock, it matches up perfectly. And to me, it's quicker than trying to lay them individually apart, if that makes sense. So this is also a great strategy to use when you're using up scraps of paper and they're not as long as you need them to be. You can always layer them on a piece of scrap cardstock and then cut the cardstock in half. That's personally what I do. Now I'm just adding some embellishment clusters. I chose to use the globe because we were away on vacation. This is Rhiannon with her doll Paige. When we were in one of our Mexico trips, usually pre-COVID, we would visit family that lives in Canada. We'd meet them in Mexico for Canada spring break, which is different than our kids' spring break. And the kids just love it. The adults love it. It's a nice time. And so Rhiannon, of course, brought her doll Paige to come, and I added the globe because obviously it kind of indicates travel. And then you can see I'm going through an iris box container to try to decide what I wanted to include on my layout. And I decided to put my title up at the top left-hand corner of the page like the sketch suggests. And I used some dimensional chipboard, or actually that might just be a sticker. I can't actually remember now. I don't remember. And then the airplane that is kind of carrying the banner with my title says "See the World," and obviously the airplane ties into the whole travel theme. We had to take an airplane to get to Mexico. So for me, I kind of like that added touch. And then I added some of those bright pink hearts. And then the labels that I put, or the label that I'm going to put on top of the globe to the left of the photo, I'm going to put 2 labels. That's where I'm going to put my journaling. So I didn't journal, so you guys are seeing photos of it, or you will see photos of it without the journaling. But that's where I want to include my journaling, just sharing how this is on our Mexico trip. This was at a family dinner or waiting for a family dinner. and how Rhiannon loved to bring her doll Paige. She still loves her doll Paige. It's super, super cute. And there I'm adding the other label that I'm going to use, and I'm inking the edges with some picked raspberry. The picked raspberry kind of matches the pink camera on the label I just added, as well as on the bright pink hearts. And I'm going to also add a bright pink star and a bright pink and purple camera to tie in the pink colors. The green label that I just added is where I want to put the date for when the photo was taken. So that's not in the photos, but that is my intention. So now I'm just going through the Shimelle sticker book to see if there's anything that I can add on the layout. And this is, how I, stash to sketch. One of the ways that I find I'm better at using up my materials is if I take it off. Most of the time I do my very best to get it on the layout, and the purple matches beautifully with the other shades of purple on the layout, since it's all from the same collection. And then there's some baby blue stickers, some bright pink stickers. So I'm adding those in there to kind of get the color everywhere. Where the airplane is on the top left-hand corner, I didn't really have the pinks or like the blues as much as I wanted, so I put some of those stickers with those color schemes so that the colors are not just around the photo, but they're also up around the title. And that is, for the most part, everything that I did. I added some enamel dots, both circular enamel dots and heart-shaped enamel dots. And that was a sticker that I put on cardstock and then fussy cut out. These are super, super old. I don't know where they're from. They're in my three-dimensional iris container box for brands that I don't know where they came from. I want to say it came from a Freckle Fawn kit way, way, way back when. And it has taken me ages to use this up. I really don't know why. But I felt like the colors kind of blended, and I chose to use red enamel dots and red hearts to balance out the red airplane at the top left-hand corner. And I added the word travel, and it's a red sticker. And then, of course, the word travel has to do with the fact that we were traveling on vacation. And then the word snap, because I'm taking a photo. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out the links in the description box below to see everybody else's take on the sketch and the prompt. Have a great day. Bye.